It's time for Board Gaming School! Welcome to my channel, Board Gaming School. Before we even start the welcome and everything, let's do a little quick fun fact. I just found out, apparently goldfish, if left in the dark, actually start to lose their color. Kind of odd. Looked into it. Apparently they have cells, basically, that obviously produce pigment. So apparently when left in the dark, so I guess if you turn off the lights at night, your goldfish in the morning will be a little bit paler than they were when they had light on them during the day. Pretty cool. Anyways, welcome to the channel. This channel basically is going to be about games and skills that you can get, the benefits of gaming. Gaming is a lot of fun, and I remember growing up hearing parents say, like, don't play too many games, it'll rot your brain. Not necessarily the case. So this channel basically can be used for not only school-age children, but all the way up to basically seniors. And depending on the age group, obviously, the benefits will be slightly different. The reason I thought about doing this channel is that I run the board game club at my school. I'm a high school teacher. I teach science, in case you haven't figured that out yet. And basically, the kids that were in my classroom, actually, who had joined the board game club, actually, I noticed that their literacy skills and numeracy skills, among other things, improved, and obviously it allowed them to do better in my class. So it encouraged me to continue on with the club. I ended up asking my principal and my department head for funds to be able to buy games for not only the department, but also for the school. Kids basically loved it. They've been coming to the club, they've been playing games at lunch, and I'm hoping that the skills that I noticed helpful in my class will obviously be helpful in their other classes as well. What is the channel going to be about, first of all? So the channel basically is going to be me picking various games and talking to you specifically about what benefits these games will have. There are so many different skills that you can learn in life, not only as children, but also you can practice them as adults. And sometimes we've lost those skills through perhaps injury or cognitive impairment or aging, that sort of thing, because of decline in cognitive function as you get older, if you're not careful about that. So basically, I will list out the skills that you can get from these games. Obviously, fun is always part of the expectation that you're going to have with these games, but I'll also show you how to actually play the games. So we'll go through a quick run-through or a partial run-through, depending on how long the game is. I'll also let the different audiences know how they can benefit from using this particular game as well. So parents, would be definitely one of the people that could benefit from this channel. They obviously have children. A lot of parents like to spend quality time with their children. Gaming is definitely a way to do that. It brings you together with social interaction. You have a lot of fun. But again, the kids are practicing or learning new skills in these actual games. You can even be very specific about actually practicing these skills. So for example, my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew, we do a bunch of gaming nights with myself and my husband, and we have a phenomenal evening. But also we want to practice his skills. So my nephew will end up reading certain instructions, or he'll do the adding up of the scores, those little things, just to emphasize things that he's learned in the grade levels that he's in. Teachers can also benefit from this channel. Also parents who homeschool their kids can also benefit from these channels, because this channel. The reason being is that a lot of these games actually can be put into the curriculum. It could be very skill specific if you want to actually assess skills, learning skills, for example, or if you want to actually have curricular expectations fulfilled because of the actual content that is within the game. So for example, I teach biology, among other things, and in my biology class, I use the game Pandemic in my microbiology class. The students have been learning bacteria and viruses, and it's kind of a fun way to finish off the unit, to kind of encompass all the things that they know. The actual activity is a 2-day period. So the first day, basically, they're going to look at perhaps a video to give them either an auditory visual lesson. Sometimes I'll have them read the instructions so that they can practice that. Kids do not read as much as they should be, so Just to make sure that they're practicing reading, also making sure are they comprehending and able to apply what it is that they read. That's a useful knowledge, useful skill in life that's very, very necessary. And I found that over the years, I have found the students struggle with that actually more and more. So we do a lot of reading in my class. The kids basically the first day they will learn the game, they will play the game as a practice to make sure that they understand all the concepts. And then the final day basically is that actually playing the game for real. And then I assess whatever skills I need to assess. If there's not any actual assessment of skills, then basically it's usually because the assignment is actually the game is bouncing off onto some sort of assessment, which is obviously something that parents that homeschool their kids or any teacher can use. If you're able to get funds from your department head, as I teach high school, that's a great thing because obviously these games can have multiple purposes for multiple classrooms and multiple teachers' courses as well. So it's not just your class that's going to be using that. Many teachers will end up using it. At our school, for example, Pandemic is not only used for example, in science classes, but it's also used in the healthcare classes as well. So it definitely they definitely get used quite a bit. In my plant unit, I play the game Photosynthesis, and the kids love gaming obviously, and they enjoy it, and it actually opens their minds to different games that we did not necessarily weren't necessarily aware of. Growing up, we played I played Monopoly and Scrabble and all the typical family games, which have benefit as well. But this was a totally kind of different world that I was exposed to just a few years back, and I love it. Also, adults and seniors can also benefit from this channel as well, because you want to be able to practice skills, to keep them current and keep them, as you could say, well oiled, I suppose. But also sometimes, unfortunately, things happen and you can suffer injury. Myself, I've had over a 20-year period, I've had several concussions. So over the time period, certain skills have needed to be practiced. Some, and gaming has helped with that, and also regaining certain skills that I've learned as well. So that's really important. Also, as you age, I have friends, obviously, they're going into their 70s and older and so forth, and sometimes you're noticing, excuse me, a cognitive decline, for example. We've started gaming with some friends, and I've noticed actually, in a lot of cases, that actually starts to either slow down or be eliminated because you're just practicing skills that you're not used to practicing, which is phenomenal for the brain. It makes new connections in the brain, allows for increased processing speed. Due to my concussion, I ended up having to go for vision therapy because it had affected my eyes, and gaming was actually a large part of vision therapy. You'll notice also, for example, students or kids, for example, who are reading constantly with their finger may have actual issues between the processing of the brain and the processing of the eyes. May actually need vision therapy, and would possibly need to be tested. But that there's a lot of different games that actually emphasize that connection and actually makes it stronger, which is really cool. I did not know that. Anyways, so I hope I've intrigued your curiosity there, and I hope to see you actually in future episodes. Have yourself a great day. Bye.